Hey everybody, look. I'm at the Spanish Steps in Rome. I'll show you, they're connecting that plaza down there and this church. We'll go up the steps. This isn't a tourist one. I'm gonna still teach something psychological. But isn't this great? I remembered it's Monday. I'm a little jet lagged, right? So I usually post on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Oh, look. Steps. More steps. It was built in the 1700s. Oh, let's look at this view and then look at how cool. When do I get to do videos from Rome, you know? I don't think I've slept in 2 days. But sometimes the best videos come from that place. Oh, you should see the sun rays? Look. Always, right? I wanted to go up to this church. Sedente Benedicto the 13th. All right, I'll show you so you're not looking just at me. Okay, so I was just talking to my friend. I met my friend here, this woman. I'll leave her nameless unless she wants to come in the videos, right? But we were talking about that idea of Wi-Fi data. It's not about your Wi-Fi, okay? It's just, I was reading Eckhart Tolle's book. Look at this, guys. The architecture. And so, Eckhart Tolle's book was saying, you know, what if I just don't add this narrative, this old narrative from childhood where you get addicted to operating a certain way. Like I could be here in this beautiful place, right? And look at the garden rooftops. Can you see those? Look right there. So I can be in this beautiful place, right? And if I'm used to always being a victim, then I'll find a way to like complain about the heat or complain about the jet lag or what. I was just observing the jet lag. I wasn't complaining. And so, if you're used to always experiencing something like that, then it's like, what do they say? They say your brain will like hopscotch over all these beautiful things. Let's get the fountain. And go right back to, you know, oh, see, this always happens, blah, 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 or this costs too much, or whatever. Do you know what I mean? You get into this. Welcome to Italy, Italia. I dated this guy a long time ago. I don't need to get into that, but I just remember, and I would call his cell phone and it'd be, Telecom Italia Mobile. This is before I was married. This is the only other time I was here in Rome. No, thank you. No. I know what happens. Then I pay. I'm making a YouTube video. No, it's okay. Thank you. This is what happens. That's okay. Look at that street. So I know some Italian from when I was here a long time ago. Anyway, so back to the Eckhart, because that's what we were just talking about, and it's always intriguing to me, no matter what the architecture is around. But let's look at, oh, this is a really famous church, so we'll just have that in the background. All right, so what happens is we get used to the same narrative. We get used to even if it's like, you know, oh, I don't feel like I'm worth anything unless I'm teaching something, you know? I'm not saying that's happening right now. I'm glad to put this up and share Italy with you. All right, I'll set it like that so we can still see. But what I came up, I'm gonna look straight at you guys though. What I came up with that day, because I was like, I just really want to remember this new pattern. You have to remember a new pattern. You have to get unaddicted to your old pattern. Just understand that we have like chemical highs. This is why we do it. We get a chemical high from going back to that same familiar place because we know how to operate. And so it's like, even if we had alcoholic parents or chaos in childhood or trauma, it's like we know how to navigate that, right? And so we keep recreating that unconsciously. We keep finding unavailable people or, complaining, and then you're in that same emotional home state that I've been talking about in a lot of my videos. And so this video is like, we're reiterating that. That's why I came up with that acronym. What if I don't add thought at all? Not thinking. You can use thought because you're using thought to remind yourself, wait, triggers are our teachers. What if I don't add narrative, my old narrative? What if I practice operating a different way? What if I enjoy this present moment? It's because what you focus on is what you'll get more of. And so if I keep focusing on how hot it is or how, like, whatever, this low grade complaining that we have, it's understand it. When you understand it a different way, the sacred principles. Oh no. If you understand it a different way, like that you are just doing what you can to recreate where things broke down in childhood to try to make it a happily ever after, okay? And so once you recognize that, it's just like if you played poker and you knew the tells and you knew like, oh, that person's betting like they have 4 queens or 2 queens or whatever, you know what I mean? You just can start operating where your triggers don't take you to wherever they want to take you, to that same old place. Now, understand that, like, it's like if I get a chemical high, here, I'm going to show this again. If I get a chemical high from going back to that same emotional home, then if I'm feeling this low grade annoyance with life, this is what Eckhart Tolle says, most people are always in this state of a little bit of boredom, or because you don't know how to be present, how to just be present, and how to engage in the moment and appreciate your own beingness and appreciate the beingness of everything else, because people aren't practiced in that. They're just practiced in, like, let's say, scrolling on their phones or going to the next thing or going to, likes, or what's going to make me feel high in this moment. Well, this is one of the things, is to go back to the same emotional state that you feel really competent in, even though it's a crap low state of being. I'll call it like that, and I say that's the clinical term. You have a choice. Once you recognize this, then you do have a choice. And so that's why I came up with the acronym, because I wanted to memorize this. I wanted to tell myself all the time how to remind myself not to go back there. Wait, I'm playing that old narrative where things are going against me, or people are rejecting, or people are picking on me, or I don't have enough. It's just the same lack mentality. But you're in lack mentality when you keep trying to just take a quick fix to take care of the boredom instead of entering into it, excuse me, and seeing you don't have to be bored at all. Just be. Look. Just be where you are. What if I don't add that thoughts, those thoughts at all? Wi-Fi data. Because your brain's like a Wi-Fi, and if you keep having the negative thoughts, even though you feel really competent taking care of them, you're going to keep attracting that, and you're going to keep having the same experience over and over again, and then it will be like childhood because there's not a solution. You won't you won't have found the solution because you're used to not having the solution. And so their actions taught you that you're not worth it, but you always are worth it and you were worth it. All right, so that's our little Rome update, right? What do we want to call this? Let's think of a name. Let's get inspired by one. Because that guy was trying to give me roses. Well, give me one and then he would want me to pay for it. That's how they do it. But I don't have cash, or I might have done that. Roses in Rome, right? Because rise, open your soul eyes. Always. We can live from that place, wherever we are. Oh, look. I don't remember the names of these things because this is day one. All right. I wish you much love. Thanks for sharing this time with me. I hope this helped remind you, you know, I'm like wherever I am, I always want to be practicing presence and learning it. And I want the whole world to know it so that you guys don't have to be in pain. So, all right, much love.